Summer is the clout. I said what I said. Lex is clout too, but Summer also has clout. So to talk about you just want clout as if Summer doesn't have that is a little weird.
Right, that's the point. Great point. Exactly.
Right, like you talking as if Summer's a nobody, a stranger on the street. Like, no, like she has her own clout too. Like
exactly, like somebody new who wants to get on the show.
Right. So that is
Good
just
point.
like not for nothing. Even when it first broke out and she's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Whole time I'm looking at the body language and I'm like, Lex, you definitely did something.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Blah, blah, blah. Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And we are back at it again with, of course, another Baddies recap.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, this episode was wild.
This episode was tea.
Was ridiculous. Like, I just wasn't expecting it to be so all over the place, but I have a lot to say, and y'all gonna fucking hate me. I don't care. Y'all gonna fucking hate me. I'm just saying that fucking now. But anywho, anything you want to say to the people?
No, I'm excited to get into this week's dose of mess. If you guys haven't checked out our last episode, it was a special YouTube episode, so definitely check that out. Go check out our Patreon. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are new, we are the Petty Headquarters. Okay, we talk about pop culture, internet culture, reality TV, and of course, baddies, right? So thank you for those that are coming back, and welcome to the newcomers. We're happy to have you join the Petty Posse. Okay, all right. So, I mean, without further ado,
let's get into this
week's Dose of Mess.
Yep.
All right, so the episode starts off with Tasiki obviously confronting Summer about what Dolly said and what was said and all the shenanigans. Summer is saying, yeah, I ate her pussy and she ate mine. Tasiki's clearly not believing this.
She is loving being messy, though.
She is being messy.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I forgot to talk about in the last recap that we did, because the last episode, Dolly was the one that said it first.
Yeah.
Dolly started this. Like, Summer didn't bring this up. Initially, Summer had an issue with Dolly.
According to the edits.
You're right, because people do edit shit out.
Yeah.
To fit a fucking narrative.
Right. So according to what it looks like on camera, the way Zeus edited it does look like Dolly had said something first. But you never know with these people, man.
You're right. You never know.
You never know.
At this point, you never know. But my thing is, it was said, Dolly said it first. Tasiki was shocked, asked Summer, then told Lex. Like, what?
Right.
But she tells Lex that Summer says it, but doesn't tell Lex that Dolly said it.
Right. That's how she found out the information.
That's how it all started to begin
messy.
with. Right. So it was extremely messy. And then Tasiki's telling everyone else that Dolly said it, then asks Summer, but then tells Lex Summer said it. I'm like, all right, I don't really know what's weird. So now I just want to say Dolly definitely started those rumors. Dolly started the shit. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Lex says. But then again, you are right. We don't know what the fuck the network is editing out, right?
According to the edit, like I said.
Right. So now you got Suki asking Summer, like, oh, I thought you liked boys. Is that the last pussy you gonna eat? I'm like, yo, does that really matter right now? Like,
no, they here for the tea. They're like, yo, aren't y'all supposed to be the trio? Now y'all clapping pussies.
Oh,
like, what?
My God. No, they really acted like
that's
that.
really how they felt.
They were like, it's supposed to be a sisterhood. Y'all sister wives in this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what Rolly says Summer said at some point, which had me weak, yo. So at this point, Summer is saying she loved her. She loves her. Like, I loved her. I love her. And at first, I'm like, who is she talking about? And then as time gets closer to it, I realize she's talking about Lex.
Right. Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I don't know. I thought that, like, first of all, this whole situation was really sad to watch.
It really was.
You're watching it play out, and you're watching these two people who clearly were friends, right? Or never friends, or trauma bonded, or were friends on camera, right?
Yep.
Whatever it was sad because you could tell, like, Lex just didn't want the beef and Summer just kept antagonizing her.
I don't know. I feel like this whole shit just got me sad because I was like, this is really some, like, gay shit for real. Like y'all
What?
like each other. No, wait. Why are you why are you so shocked by that? Like,
why you saying some gay shit?
because it is with bitches that act like typical females that like each other. They act like that.
Oh,
like,
so you're saying it reminds you of like some lesbian movie?
no, it doesn't remind me of a lesbian movie. I just feel like it reminds me of just when two women that are the same are in a relationship together and both of them are fucking embarrassed and both of them have their ego up their ass and nobody's willing to admit anything and they know they fucked and no one wants to, you know what I mean? Like it's giving lesbian, like it's just giving there was love there and now I don't know. Y'all hate each other for some dumb, stupid ass reason that has to do with the ego. And now y'all fighting. And y'all have no reason to be fucking fighting. Like, for real. That's what it gives. I don't know how to explain that, but I feel like you understand what I mean. You understand. You don't understand what I mean? You've never seen. And this is why I felt like this scene was so ugly to me because there are girls that are predatory and nobody talks about that, right?
Where's that conversation going?
Let me finish. So for example, on Bad Girls Club, and this happens all the time, I've seen this. There are girls, gay, full-fledged lesbian that will try to hit on another girl. And if the girl rejects them, they'll fight her. And it's the same thing with E.T. from Now That's TV, right? What she did with Krishan. It's that weird shit, that weird female shit. And it's like, oh, I'm a female too, I'm gonna beat you up. But it's like really ugly. And I don't know why I felt those vibes with like Lex and Summer. Obviously, it wasn't the same context, but it was the same in the sense of you told people we fucked each other. I don't like that. I'm embarrassed that I actually ate you out and you told my business and now I gotta fight you. Even though y'all both had love for each other at some point. I don't know, it just felt so weird and I just didn't like how it felt. Am I making sense?
It makes sense, but to say it's some gay shit, I'm crying. I feel like it's deeper than some gay shit.
Obviously, it's deeper than just gay shit. But you know what I mean? Like, they clearly had love for each other.
What?
And now ego is involved because one is embarrassed. And now it's like a whole thing. I feel
like that's like that with everybody, though. Because, like, look at Megan and Tory Lane, right? Like, Megan and Tory Lane.
It's the same shit. And that's why I think Lex is lying, saying that she never put her mouth on her. She never kissed her mouth. Girl, I don't know. It's giving lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when you're embarrassed of something that happened and then you're being outed for it, I think it's more than just like, I think she's just embarrassed that the information came out. Like, that's supposed to be between us, and now you kissing and telling is crazy.
That's really what it gave. But like Dolly brought it up. So,
according to the edit,
like, yes, but Dolly brought it up.
Right. Like, I don't know, because Lex was saying she does people do shit for clout and all that stuff.
Of course, she's gonna say that. She's embarrassed.
That's like Krishan saying, "Oh, you all you want is clout. All you want is clout." I'm tired of the word clout. I'm tired of the word clout. Can we come up with a better excuse than the word clout, please?
Yeah, like I'm over the word clout.
Like, Lex, let's be real. There's not much clout. Like, there is. You bring movement, like, but like
Summer has more clout than you.
I don't know about that, but I just know that it doesn't really
Summer
benefit.
is the clout. I said what I said. Lex is clout too, but Summer also has clout. So to talk about you just want clout as if Summer doesn't have that is a little weird.
That's the point. Great point. Exactly.
Right. Like, you talking as if Summer's a nobody, a stranger on the fucking street. Like, no, like, she has her own clout too. Like,
exactly. Like somebody new who wants to get on the show.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that is just
point.
Like, not for nothing. Even when it first broke out and she's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Whole time I'm looking at the body language and I'm like, Lex, you definitely did something. You did something and you're mad that it's out, because if that was not true, you would have immediately reacted like,
just
no,
denied it, right?
You would have immediately denied it. But that wasn't immediate from you. Body language was like this, like you just didn't want to deal with it because you knew it was true. I'm sorry. My intuition, my energy, my feelings, I'm feeling that she's lying. I mean, I've been said it. I've been felt that she was lying, right? And I feel like every time I say something, everybody get mad that I say it in the moment. But then when the future happens, right? When the future happens, and then when it comes to light, then I'm right. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's crazy how it happens every fucking time. Bitches, I have fucking foresight. I have foresight, bitch. At this point, shit, at this fucking point, Oh my goodness.
I agree. So now at this point, Gretch also is like drunk as fuck. She wants shit with Suki again.
Bro, this was so
And
weird.
she's venting to Mariah Lynn about how she wants Suki because it's never over until she says it's over. And Mariah's just like, I don't want you to fight.
Right.
And in the confessional, she's like, my girl Gretch is drunk, but
Right.
as long as you leave her alone, she good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And Gretch is basically telling Mariah it's up and it's stuck. Like, watch when my stitches heal, my stitches heal. But it's like, right now, nothing's going to happen. All right? So let's save the energy for when your stitches heal.
Period.
Let's save the energy for the reunion or later episodes.
Period.
Done. Like, it's like she saw the commotion and she was drunk and she's like, I'm hyped. I'm hyped now. Which is understandable. I feel like all of the girls do it on the show. I get it. Human behavior, right? Monkey see, monkey do. But I don't know. Like, Gretch, I'm not really fucking with you right now. So now Summer's drunk and she's basically telling everybody that she beat Dolly ass, talking about Dolly duck and wreck. Dolly duck and wreck. All this stuff. Like, you can tell she's drunk off her fucking ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now she talking shit
To Killa, Fauna, and Tavy.
Exactly. And Killa's like so sad and upset that Lex is upset. So she's like,
Yeah.
let's just bring Lex up because y'all want to talk behind her back. Let's bring her here.
Yeah, but before she even brings Lex up, Tasiki is over there and Tasiki's confronting Summer about the whole shit. And Tasiki's saying that Summer's lying. And Summer's like, no, I'm saying this that I did with Lex because it's the truth.
Yeah.
And Tasiki's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're lying. You're antagonizing people and all this stuff.
It's
and
crazy.
She doesn't believe her.
It's crazy for Tasiki to just blatantly say, no, it's not, as if you were there. But I can't also blame her because this is also Summer who accused her of something very wrong.
And she mentioned that.
And she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like Summer wasn't there either. So,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, she's not
Valid.
going to have Summer's back.
Right, valid. And she does mention that too. And then she says, like, you saying this about your friends, that's even worse.
Exactly.
Man, it's weird, man.
Which I can't blame Tasiki because at the end of the day, the boy who cried wolf, right? Like you done cried too many times for people to believe you, and that's just the bed you build.
Right.
It's the same thing with Natalie, where you see later on in the episode, right? Like this is just what happens.
Yeah, yeah. And at some point, Summer's still saying how she loved Lex, like she loved her, has love for her. And now this is where Lex comes over with Killa. And Lex is basically confronting her on like what was said. They're telling me this. Now I'm trying to confront you, like what's going on. And Summer doesn't tell her anything. Summer says she didn't say anything. She didn't tell her what she said in terms of the I ate her out and she ate mine. Like she doesn't say that. And so it's just left at that.
Yeah, but I also feel like it wasn't like once Tasiki put it into like Summer's, like I just feel like Tasiki was the backbone behind why Summer even brought it up to begin with. Because if it wasn't for Tasiki, it would have been a conversation that as quickly as it came is as quickly as it left.
If it wasn't for Dolly, Tasiki would have never went over there. Then if it wasn't for Tasiki, this would have never have been a thing.
According to the edit.
Who's really to blame? I don't care. According to the edit of Zeus Network, who's really to blame? Dolly or Tasiki for the bullshit that happened with Lex and Summer? Who's to blame? Which one? Let me know in the comments, because is it Dolly or is it Tasiki or is it both? Or is it Summer? Since it's so fucking easy to blame Summer, right? Even though Summer wasn't, according to the edit, Summer wasn't saying nothing until Tasiki confronted Summer about it and asked her what the fuck happened, what was said.
It's true.
Why Dolly telling me this?
It's true.
So at some point, you know, Summer's talking to Fauna, Tavy, Killa as well. Same shit, same scene. And she's talking about, come to my section, hang out with me, let's go out, hang out with me, basically. And Fauna's like, I don't trust you at all, Summer. Like, I don't trust you. And this is still going off of that high energy with Summer bringing her friends, where they attack Dolly. And at some point after this, as they leave, their attempt to attack Lex as well.
This is right after Lex had finished telling Summer that she gives her grace, and then Summer again being very dismissive about everything that Lex is saying, as if Lex really can't beat her up, like all this shit. And I don't blame Fauna for saying that she don't trust her, because I wouldn't trust her either if I was her. Like, Summer is trouble.
It's
man.
too much, yeah. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
too much around her, where It's just not. It's not making any sense. It's not adding up.
Exactly. And isn't this where Dolly threw that shit out of
Yeah,
nowhere?
like as they're leaving, Dolly throws some object. I don't know what the fuck she threw, but she threw something. Security stops her. Everybody's like, whoa, oh my God, Dolly threw something.
And
right.
Dolly gets walked out by security.
Yeah, she gets escorted out by like
Mad
like
security.
4 men. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? They're crossing her arms like this. I'm like, okay, this is crazy.
And going back to what you said about Lex, right? Like, this is where we find out where Lex tells in the confessionals, like, how she was inside the bus already and looked back and then saw Summer's cousin and sister trying to attack her and not actually attacking her, which I thought was interesting because I was under the impression the entire time that she also got hit with like whatever, got jumped or whatever.
Yeah, I was under the impression too, but that was when it was going viral on social media right before we actually saw the episode and what went down. So now the bus comes to take the girls to the next stop. All the girls come out after Dolly gets escorted out, gets on the bus. And this is where, like you said, Summer's friends try to touch Lex and like they try to go through security and like security pushes up on Lex and she kind of notices that, oh, so you tried to attack me? Noted. And she looks at that as like, Summer, you crossed the line. This is crossing a boundary with our friendship. You brought your friends, your family to try to touch me. It's done now. It's done. You're cut off.
So now it's the next day, and Scotty and Rolly are recapping about just the night before, and it doesn't even get much into it before Summer comes along and interrupts them. And then Summer, Rolly confronts Summer about everything.
About, y'all munching on each other. Like, what's that about? And Summer is like, yeah, man, it happened once or twice and all this stuff. And Summer even says that she thought Dolly was weird, especially since she didn't say anything about her. And she felt like basically Dolly's kick was unprovoked. Long story short, she felt like the kick was just unprovoked. She wasn't saying anything. She even explains how she likes Tinka. She was outside with Tinka. So what? Like, you know what I mean? If we're not friends, who cares?
Yeah. And I believe her, honestly, because the way that Dolly kicked her literally looks like it was an accident.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it was meant for Tinka or some shit, and she realized it. She hit Summer.
I don't know. You really think so?
It was so random.
But she went with it. Like, she stayed on it, too. Even when Summer came back on the bus, she was like, you outside with Tinka. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I feel like she made that shit up because it makes sense. Because why else would she be kicking her? Maybe she didn't have her
vices.
Her vices. Maybe that's what it was. And I just feel like, I don't know. It just feels like. It was like, oh, fuck it, I kicked you, and what, bitch? You fucking betrayed me anyways, bitch.
Yeah, I could see why you say that. I can see why you say that. Yeah, I don't know. But obviously, Rolly is asking too, like, is this why you and Summer are so close and all this shit? And we don't, that's pretty much all we get from that scene. And then in another scene, we see Dolly and Lex, and they're, of course, talking about the same fucking thing. Lex is upset that Dolly and Summer even fought. Like, she didn't want that. She tells Dolly how hurt she was by it and how she also just doesn't want to put her hands on Summer. And then, of course, Natalie pulls up in the middle of the conversation.
Yo, Natalie pulling up in the middle of the conversation was hysterical. But her laughing at the fact that, like, when they're telling her about the problems, and she's like, yeah, Summer said she ate this pussy and that pussy. She starts laughing.
Yo.
I was weak.
That was funny. She's like, y'all fucking each other. Whatever the fuck. That crazy ass laugh she got. And honestly, that was so funny too, because it's like, how can you take this seriously?
Right.
How can you take, okay, y'all was fucking. Next. Like, and this is why I just feel like Lex is just so embarrassed. Like, even with how she carries herself, like, she does not like to be made a fool of, especially on television. And we've seen this, like, how she acted with Fauna when Fauna actually got a good hit on her in the last season, hiding her face the whole time, walking away, even though she was popping her shit the whole season. And, like, even the same thing, like, we find out all this stuff about Summer. You're like, oh my God. You're, like, avoiding it. You're not really trying to talk about it. You're going around in circles. You're stuttering when Broly's talking to you about it, asking you questions, specific questions. You're just like,
deny.
But you guys did it. You guys were intimate with each other. And that's it. You're just embarrassed because Summer's reputation and what people think of Summer, and you're embarrassed by that. Long story short.
Nat said that she thought that they would have figured it out by now, but clearly it's been 13 episodes and they can yet figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same thing too. When this
Did
was
you?
happening, yeah, like while they were filming, and of course we're hearing all the bullshit online, right? Because nothing is confidential anymore until the show comes out. I thought the same thing. I was like, maybe they're gonna get through this, but they never did, which kind of sucks. Well, Lex also tells Natalie that, Summer, she thought that Summer would actually tell her what it was and speak to her and Dolly about it because she herself can take accountability if there was anything that she did. But Summer didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to confront anything. So it just kept getting worse and it kept getting dragged out.
I ain't gonna lie, this whole episode, you really have seen Lex continuously, even after everything that Summer had done, to keep giving Summer grace. Like, you could tell when she beat her up, she did not want to. She's giving her so much time and opportunity and chance after chance after chance. I ain't gonna lie. And you see that tour between you're being disrespectful and I need to stand up for myself, but I don't want to hurt you because you're my friend. Like, you could see that the whole episode with Lex until finally she snaps.
Yeah. It was this episode, like the whole thing with Lex and Summer was just so sad. I was like, ugh, I'm feeling the energies. I'm feeling the emotions. This is like a lot. But yeah, I don't know, man. So it's so funny because Dolly was like, because Natalie made a comment about them being the trio when it came to that intimate eating pussy and shit. Dolly's like, no, they the duo. They no trio, they the duo. I was like, damn, Dolly.
Dolly said, fuck that. I'm separating myself.
She said, I don't want no parts. I'm not eating nobody out.
Yo.
They doing the eating.
And that's how you know there's some truth between them two. And no, there's a, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were really like in denial or like really dead ass, you'd be like, Dolly.
Yeah.
Talk about hell no.
Right.
Hell motherfucker no. Don't associate me with nothing.
Right.
Because that's how those people act when they're dead ass.
Right. Yo, Dolly made sure to clear her name. She said, duo.
Right.
Ain't no trio and none of that. They doing the eating, not me. I was like, wow.
Yeah, she said, the hell with y'all.
Yo, she threw them under the bus real quick.
Yeah, not me.
So now we are in the next scene with these girls, right? Killa, Dolly, Tavy, and Fauna. Is it Dolly? No. It's someone else. Who's with them?
Rolly.
So they're talking and recapping about the whole situation. Rolly didn't like what Dolly said about Killa's daughter, and she thought it was really fucked up and it was disgusting and she would never, which I find hard to believe because I feel like Rolly has said a lot of disgusting things that has definitely crossed the boundaries on her entire seasons of Baddies so far.
And more than against just Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can be argued that Slim was disrespectful first. So, of course, Rolly is going to be on that level. But I feel like Rolly has always been a very ugly person.
She don't care.
Always very quick to tell your business just to make herself look better or feel better, whatever the case
And
may
she
be.
literally said that fucked up shit about Summer in that interview, talking about how, Summer's mom died to get away from her. Like, that's so fucked up. Right. She said that. She was like, Summer's mom died to get away from her, bitch. Like, she needed to die.
she didn't.
Yeah. Bitch, I told you this.
I forgot.
She said that. So I just think it's crazy. Like, Rolly has always crossed boundaries with the shit that she says. Even talking about, like, she says a lot of racist things. She says a lot of fucked up things. So the fact that we're going to sit here and she's going to sit here and make it seem like, oh, that was so far.
Rolly is
so far.
Those parents that literally were terrible people, and then they get to that age where they go to God and they think, oh, I'm just a server of God now. Like, I don't do no wrong, and they have complete memory loss. They 100% suffer from the disease of memory loss.
No, for real.
So they want to act high almighty, like, how could you do this and how could you do that when you could literally turn back time and show them doing the exact same thing they are condemning you for?
Yep. That's why I was so shocked. I was like, what do you mean? Like, that was so disgusting. Rolly, you said similar things Like, you cross the line. You go to hell. Somebody goes low, she always goes to hell. And now all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, I just couldn't believe it. Like, really, like a parent that has fucking memory loss. For real. Like, I'm like, you make a lot of sense. I love that you said that. Because Rolly always gave abusive mom that has memory loss.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now she's reached a new point, a higher point in life.
Rolly always gave a mom that's mean as fuck, stuck in her ways, don't apologize, but her way of apologizing, same way as Tommy, you want something to eat? I made food. Come downstairs and eat.
Yeah.
It always gave that. It always gave that. So yo, listen, man, everybody got trauma at this point. I don't fucking know anymore. But when she said that, I was like, Rolly, you have said the same, like, things along those lines. You said really terrible things where I gagged. I was like, oh, why would you say that?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, to say that Summer's mom died to get away from her? Girl, bye. Anywho, so now Tavy goes on to mention that she was shocked when Dolly lashed out on her because in this conversation, they're also talking about how Dolly was just attacking everybody, right? And she just felt like she didn't deserve that. Now, moving on to the next scene, we got Mariah, Biggie, and Tasiki at some restaurant, some bar, or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah. This is where I thought Tasiki said she opened up her own restaurant, but she didn't.
Yeah, she's in the
She's
making,
working on
right?
it.
She's
Yeah.
working on
Which
opening.
I think is pretty cool.
That is pretty dope. I wonder what kind of food she's going to have
Seafood.
there. Oh, only seafood?
I don't know about that.
Not
but
like
I know
Southern, and then
I
maybe
thought-
seafood boil?
I thought it was seafood, but I don't know. Maybe.
She did say seafood, but I'm wondering if it's just seafood or like, I don't know, whatever. So then they recap the whole Dolly Summer situation. We already know how that goes. And Tasiki said at the end that Summer needed to just get slapped. And honestly, I don't think that's going to help Tasiki. I don't think that's going to help. You know how many times you slap Summer? Summer's still gonna summer. She's still gonna summer. Do summer shit.
When
So
the security guard can slap her silly to the ground and knock her out and get rid of her for 2 or 3 weeks and bring her back, she don't stop. Ain't nothing stopping that girl.
no, ain't nothing stopping her. So when Tasiki said, I just think she need to get slapped, I'm like, she not gonna stop even after getting slapped. Like, I don't understand. What part of Summer is gonna summer till the end do you not understand? Like, so now Fauna, you know, we go back because we go back and forth between the scene with Fauna, Killa, and all them people, right? So Fauna, she's hearing all of this information about Summer and Lex, and she's like, "Oh, this is some tea, right?"
Yo, she's loving the tea.
She's loving the tea.
She
even
reminded
said
me
that.
of you. When she was like, "Ooh, this some tea."
No, no, because that would have been me.
100%.
Nah, Fauna, I get her. The same way she snitched, that would have been me too. Because what's really tea? Because Scotty ripped your wig. Like, let's talk about it because we're not going to sit here and shut the fuck up and you beating on all my friends. No, that's not going to happen. Beat on that bitch. Like, you know who the fuck did it. Anywho, now when she said it's some tea, she said in her confessional, she said it there. I felt her because I was like, yeah, this is really some shit. So now they're walking away. And in this scene, Killa says to Fauna, talking about she want to be next.
Yo, she did say that.
What the fuck does that mean?
I paused. I was like, what?
What the fuck does that mean?
Does that go back into the lore of the fact that Fauna and Lex are like a thing? I don't know. You know your face.
The world may never know because why did Killa feel so comfortable saying that Fauna want to be next?
Right.
What does that even mean? Fauna what? You want Lex to what?
To fight?
No.
To fight.
You stupid. You're fucking stupid. Fauna, let me find out. I already knew something was up when Tavy called out Lex for wanting to eat your kitty. Let me find out, Fauna, if you want Lex to eat your kitty. Because it's why would Killa say you want to be next to Fauna? Why would Killa say that?
Unless you want to fight.
No, they were talking about eating pussy, bitch. It was not about no damn fight. Fauna want to be next? Fauna what? Fauna, what do you want? What do you want to be next? What? You want to lay on your back, Fauna? Which one is it? You want to bust it wide open, Fauna? Which one is it? Killer, what do you mean Fauna want to be next?
Oh. It's a good question.
What does that mean?
The world may never know.
I'm still trying to figure that out. Killer, what did you mean when you said Fauna want to be next? Comment. Let me know if you see this. What did you mean? Until further notice, we won't ever know. But anywho, that scene is over. Now we go to the sit down.
Oh,
Scotty and Jayla are seated first, right? They're chopping it up with each other. And Scotty said something very interesting. I'm bopping my head because I'm charging up. All right. If you've been here for a long time, you already know. You already know my stance on this. And I think it's funny how I literally said this about Scotty for a minute. And everybody was like, oh my God, you go so hard on Scotty. You're a hater. You're this, you're that. You're angry. You're a bitch. But now everyone is seeing the true colors.
it's true. I can't even argue with you. I was like against you. Like
You were. You were.
Like you're being mad hard on Scotty for no reason.
Because I saw her soul before anyone else did. So now that you see it, because she's showing it to you now. Now it's more visible. It's easier for you to be like, oh my God, Scotty, I don't like this version of you. But I've been seeing it. I've hung out with girls like Scotty. I've been around women like Scotty. They literally have the same exact characteristic traits. Literally the same down to the T. I've lectured girls like Scotty too, okay? So, Scotty says to Jayla that she wants to have a sit down with Natalie, okay? Now, in quote, Scotty says, we're not friends anymore, but I need an understanding because if we are friends, we don't communicate. But I just don't get how you can go on the internet and talk shit and do the shade. I just want to know the reason why me and my dog got thrown into shit. First of all, let's dissect the first sentence. We're not friends anymore. It should have been left at that.
Period.
Why the fuck do I hear a but? Why the fuck do I hear a run-on sentence, actually? Because then you went on to say, I need understanding. Why? When you told her last season you weren't friends. Why do you need understanding? Mm-hmm. Then you go on to say, because if we are friends, I thought you just said we weren't friends anymore.
OD. Period. Done. Conversation done. It should have never been past that. I don't know why we still sitting here, mad episodes later, having a conversation with Natalie Nunn. Why?
Bro, oh no! Bitch, you want to talk about mother? Because what are we talking about? Right? I'm sorry. When she said that one little fucking run-on paragraph.
Yo, as if she was eating, like as if she was saying something hard. I was like, who am I watching right now? This is weird.
Weird. I was like, the first sentence? Should never said nothing after that first sentence.
Period. Because it sounds childish. Like, it just sounds like very, like I said, like very high school to say, but if we're not friends, but if we are friends, then why can't I need to understand. What do you need to understand? There's nothing to understand. If you are telling somebody that you are not friends with them anymore, what else is there to understand? What, even if in a world where you did actually try to genuinely understand why Natalie said what she said, what purpose does that serve you? What good does that serve the conversation? There is no conversation. There is no purpose. There is literally just you being messy, probably Lemie telling you to have these conversations. And that's why Natalie appeared the way she did over you. She appeared so over the conversation. She knows what you're doing. She's been doing this for many, many years. Actually, you're the reason why she's doing it to begin with.
So, moving on, right? Jayla says that she also wants to get clarity for her and Scotty because she's still cares about Natalie and her heart, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't even know Jayla wasn't that cool with Natalie like that. Like, it's crazy how these bitches switch up.
But you notice how Jayla didn't even say anything to Natalie, but you wanted clarity? It was mostly for Scotty and Natalie, clearly. What, was Jayla there to have your back or something? Like what? So Natalie comes in. Okay, the music is so dramatic when Natalie comes in. All right,
she looked good, by the way.
She did. I mean, I feel like everybody looked good in this scene. They were eating.
That's true.
She came in with Janelle.
You know what it is? I like Natalie's hair, like the straight little. I like the look. I like the look.
So now Scotty confronts her about her rant on IG, and basically, if you guys don't know about the rant, Natalie, while Scotty, Jayla, and Lemie were in Milan, Natalie went on a rant, was saying how she doesn't feel protected, especially after the death of the security guard that she was grieving over in this season. She went to the funeral. She also went on to say that Lemie abuses Scotty's dog, chokes the dog, and aired out all the laundry. She also went on to say that Lemmie's brother has been harassing her and how she just, again, doesn't feel protected. And she just goes on a whole fucking rant, right? She goes off. We did talk about this in past episodes. We shared screenshots and receipts. This caused Lemie to go on the internet and clear the air, right? He put out a post on the story like he always does, right? Okay. PR shit, PR management. Cool. So that is the whole thing that Scotty is referring to. So now Scotty's like, why did you say this? Why did you go off? And why did me and my dog get thrown into it? So Natalie said, because it's true.
Yo, just it. She's just standing on it. She said, because it's true. Yeah, because it's true. It's true.
Because it's true. It's true.
Then she gets upset because I forgot like what Scotty was saying, but then she brings up Jayla. Like, you were on the plane, weren't you? Or asking like if Jayla was on the plane. Jayla's silent.
Yep. She said she wasn't on the plane.
She said she wasn't on the plane, and it was at that moment where I looked at Tiana and I was like, oh shit. This is kind of fucked up. We're literally witnessing Jayla choose sides. Like, this is exactly why Natalie is the way she is when it comes to fake industry relationships. Because at the end of the day, and you pointed out something good. You said Natalie has been, because I was like, oh, that's so weird because Jayla and Natalie knew each other before Baddies. But Natalie been famous before Jayla. She was, you said, on season 4, right? And Jayla was on season 8.
It was season 14.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, she was on Bad Girls Club season 14.
So even later. And so, like, it made me think, right? Like, so if Jayla was friends with Natalie solely because the opportunity, right? It makes sense why she was so quick to choose. At the end of the day, you're choosing Scotty on camera, but at the end of the day, you're really choosing Lemie because Lemie is the sole provider of all the girls that are on this show.
Clock it.
And it's so fucking crazy. Like, I thought Jayla and Natalie, and listen, that's not to take away the anything that Natalie has done as a person to these girls, because let's be real. Natalie has her own criticism.
Right.
And she is not an innocent person.
No.
And she can be very mean and like fucked up. Right. Like that's just plain and simple. They're not a nice person. So people can argue this is her karma.
Right.
Right? This is something she deserves because at the end of the day, she was never a good friend nor a good person to anybody.
Well, let's really back up. And I feel like I said this years ago, actually. What, 2 years ago? Or last year? In the beginning of all this shit? Scotty and Natalie, when they became friends, it was never a friendship. It was transactional, right? Scotty was friends with Natalie because of the access that Natalie had. Jayla was friends with Natalie because of the access and opportunity that they can get from her. So at the end of the day, Natalie already knew in her head, these girls are not your friends. So why would she treat them as such? Why would she treat them as such? Imagine. And I said this in past episodes before, and I remember I got a lot of backlash for saying it, right? Got a lot of backlash. Now, everybody's like, I'm on Natalie's side. I'm on Natalie's side. I'm like, you guys are fucking fake. You guys didn't see this back when it was happening, right? Now, all of a sudden, shit is coming to light. Everybody suddenly understands, Natalie, you guys are fucking fake. So, long story short, I feel like Natalie knew what was up. Okay, now imagine, how would you feel? You're friends with somebody, you put them on. you put them on and they are not loyal to you and then go behind your back and whoever the fuck knows, at the end of the day, regardless, they weren't loyal to you, even though you put them on. I would be pissed the fuck off too. I put you on. I brought you with me. We're friends, right? And then you do this weird shit, and now you acting a certain way because you know you fucking the CEO, aka my boss.
She said nothing could tell me about my man. I was like,
Yo.
what? As if your man is
Okay.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, hell no. As if your man is even an honest, good person.
So let's really get into it. So how we even got to this point was that, you know, Scotty basically confronts her about the whole thing. Natalie is saying it's true. Scotty's talking over her, not letting her talk, saying, okay, but why are you bringing up my name? Why are you bringing up my name? Natalie reveals that it had everything to do with Mariah Lynn and Lemie.
And Anna.
And Anna, she says that after. But the original part, she said it has something to do with Mariah Lynn and Lemie. And Mariah Lynn. So then she was like, okay, well, why are you bringing up my name if it has something to do with Mariah Lynn? And she was like, okay, but that's your man. That's your man, right? So, yeah, that has something to do with your man, Mariah Lynn, and Anna. She just aired the shit. She really didn't care.
And it's so funny because he went online talking about what his little fancy words that he loves to do, like unequivocally, most definitely, blah, 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 that this has nothing to do. These are false accusations.
Unequivocally.
These are false accusations that they have no merit to them, and that's the only reason why they aired that. He aired it, which I thought was interesting because it go to show you. And he was telling you without telling you that in reality, if there was something that I feel like he knew that it had something to do with it anyways. He's just a messy person. The same way he allowed Krishan to smoke and drink on camera, the same way he allows anything to start. Because at the end of the day, he can sit there as a CEO and tell you, oh, it was never this, it was never that. But he also said the same thing about Janisha. Mm-hmm. He also said the same shit about what's that other girl, that tattoo girl that was fighting with Scotty in the beginning? With the weird voice. You know what I'm talking about? Razor. Said the same thing about Anna.
T.
Said the same thing about how my name's T.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can say all you want, bro, but we know you're a fucking liar. Like there's been so many rumors of you that have come to light and have been true, and they're more than just rumors. And at this point, whatever you say means nothing. It's all like. It feels like entertainment.
To him.
It is.
Yeah, 100%. Duh. Like, if this is going to give him more ratings, he don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. So then, when Natalie says it had to do with your man, Scotty's like, okay, and that's my man. Then she goes on in the confessional to say, you can't one-up me about my nigga. Yo, Scotty!
Scotty! She's long gone. Scotty! Come back, Scotty!
No, that's who she always was. That's her true color, okay? I don't got nothing to say. I've been saying it, but everybody was like, you're this, you're jealous, you're that. Girl, no, I see the truth. I see the truth, but it's very fucking easy to say, oh my God, you're this, you're that. It's so fucking easy. It's so easy. The same way it's easy to say that Summer's this and that. The same way it's easy to say that Natalie's this and that because she's always been the villain. It's so fucking easy. Come up with something else to look at different perspectives. Now, if you still come back to just, oh, Summer's the problem, Natalie's the problem, okay, right? But you didn't look at different perspectives. You looked at your own biased one because you're seeing Scotty as the innocent girl next door. What you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing is the true colors, okay? Now
and
she feels comfortable. She feels comfortable now.
She's very comfortable.
That's what
it's
is.
Okay for those of y'all who were fooled because I too.
You included.
I too have been fooled.
Now, Natalie's saying that Scotty's playing victim. She's tired of it. I agree. We don't have to get into that. Nat leaves at this point, and she says that she's very disappointed in Jayla because Jayla was indeed on that flight, and now she's like, I wasn't on the flight, and trying to act like she wasn't in anything, and she doesn't know anything, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So now Scotty ends up also giving an attitude to Janelle.
Oh, yeah, because Janelle was trying to talk for Natalie and was like, I knew y'all before this. And Scotty's like, basically, mind your business because this is between me and Natalie and not you.
Right.
Like, so why are you talking to me? Right.
Right. And Janelle was like shocked by that. She didn't expect.
Yeah, she went on the confessionals and was like, this is not like normal Scotty. And I guess people can easily blame it on her hormones, because she said something about, her being pregnant. But I don't know. Is it her hormones?
It could be both the hormones and her man.
She's been acting like that.
She's been acting like that before pregnancy.
Yeah.
So, I think it's amplified because of the hormones, maybe.
Yeah.
And whatever situations that are going on behind closed doors.
I just hate when people... When a female wants to act a certain way or maybe set a new boundary, I just don't like when men or women are like, oh, she's on her period, or yeah, she's hormonal. Like, it's weird because men are like that too. So I just feel like, I guess I can see why people blame it on her pregnancy because it is a little off character of her, but I'm hesitant on assuming that it's solely based on her hormones, only because I don't like it being done. However, maybe.
I don't know. Anywho, we go on to Lex and Rolly, and we pretty much talk about this already. Rolly is confronting her, what was done. Lex said she never put her mouth on her, she never kissed her. Think she's lying. Okay, we talked about that. Lex mentions that her Summer's friends and family crossed the line. We talked about that. Rolly tells Lex that Natalie has new girls come into the house, and that now they have a house meeting, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, but we end up finding out later at the
preview right?
that it's Kate Rican.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that was the girl, or because you said girls, plural. So what if there's more than just Kate Rican?
Maybe.
And we just haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, maybe.
So then now the girls are on the bus going to the next place. And Biggie is like, where's Dolly and Lex? Where's Dolly and Lex? And now Biggie asks the girls if they think it's true that Summer and Lex was basically getting intimate with each other, munching on each other.
Yeah, they being messy as fuck.
Being so messy. So messy.
It's a conversation of like the week. Like,
right.
You think it is true? Do you think it's true?
Right. And Tink calls Summer being mad fucking messy. And then Summer is like, I ain't saying shit.
Yeah.
And so now Biggie's like, trying to talk to her, ask her all these questions, and it's just getting crazy. So now Mariah, her confessional, she's like, I would never let Summer eat my cookie and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is why Lex was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Look at everyone's reaction. They look at Lex as better than Summer.
Yeah,
so, of course, if they look at Summer as bummer and dirty bitch, of course they're going to be like, damn, Lex, you did that. They're going to judge her. And especially someone like Lex that always prides herself on being a baddie and being around these industry people and being in this environment and not being embarrassed on TV. Of course she's going to deny.
Mm-hmm.
Duh. Like, look at the people she surrounds herself with, the new people, the industry people that she's meeting. She does not want to have that look for herself, which is interesting because like being on Baddies already creates a look for you anyway.
There's 2 versions of Baddies on this channel, on this network, and that's really what you're seeing, like the dynamic of the mentality, right? You can either be a baddie and be like E.T. and Summer and I wouldn't say Krishan, but like people like that, I guess. What's another good example? Well, Vicky, people who didn't use the platform to better their careers. And then there's people who come on with a game plan, who are poised, who have a reason, who have a game plan. And those are the 2 dynamic versions of what you see people come onto Baddies for. And either you're going to fall left or you're going to fall right. And then there is the middle, the people who keep coming back just for the paycheck, but they don't do nothing more, like Rolly or Tasiki or
Tink,
Anna, Tink.
Yeah.
I would say like there's a few because I can't say Biggie. Biggie opened up her own restaurant.
Yeah, Biggie is always doing
Tasiki
something.
is finally branching out.
Yeah.
Rolly only did that because Zeus gave her her own blunt. Like
Yeah.
she's not really,
And that's what Natalie speaks on too. Like when she went live, she was like, Rolly's not a hard worker.
whatever, and yeah. So
Oh boy.
I can see why Lex was embarrassed by Summer.
Of course. So, you bring up such a great point. That was such a great point to bring up in terms of like the different baddie that you could be when you go on this show. Because it's true.
Mhm.
You see, there are girls that come and they actually do something with the money that they're getting, right? They make more out of the money that they're getting. And then there are other girls that just kind of waste the opportunity.
Right. And it's more than just money because a lot of the girls say, oh, they don't see the money right away. But it's also marketing and branding yourself. The opportunity where you have millions of people watching you every Sunday and you didn't think about that while you were filming because you were too busy drunk or too busy on survival mode that you didn't think that, hey, also this is a business opportunity where you can market and brand yourself and eventually branch out and get that money. It's not always money.
That's true.
Right
That's
away, at
true.
least.
Yeah, in terms of branding yourself, marketing, things like that. Yeah, I agree. And a lot of the girls don't always do that. DTV is great at it. But moving on, the girls get to this new house. And mind you, Lex, Dolly, all of them, they were already at the house, which was so weird. And I'm like, okay, what kind of editing was done here? What kind of stuff was edited out here? Because Lex is already at the house, popping the fuck off.
Fired up.
Tommy's there with her people, popping the fuck off. Apparently, Lex and Tommy
we got like a screen with words
writing on,
saying that Lex had been getting into something with Tommy and her associates. Like what?
Yeah, like I know the cameras were rolling, so why don't we see that? And so I just feel like stuff was just really
the same way
out.
that things were rolling when Summer got her ass beat by a security guard, but then all they gave us was a screen with words. Yeah,
exactly.
Pick
Same
and choose.
Shit. Right, exactly. So, we just see Lex is fired the fuck up, yelling, and she's just like, no, whoever won it, like you could tell she's worried about not trying to get jumped or whatever the case is, because Tommy always got her people, and she even says her confessional, Tommy's capable of anything. So I don't know. From that confessional, I'm assuming Lex probably just went off on Tommy and her people because she rather go off first before Tommy goes off.
But also Summer's in the car.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Summer's in the car. So it's like, I can see how Lex is on guard because you're with Tommy. We just got into some shit.
Yeah,
you're not my friend. So it's like, of course she's going to be all like fired up, I guess, according to the edit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we both realized it was edited weird where you could tell something happened before and you don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on.
So according to the edit.
That's going to be our new thing. According to the edit of Zeus Network.
We know these bitches lie, bro.
Bro, according to the motherfucking network edit, bro.
Right.
Weak. So now Lex is like, you come here, fight Summer. And it's crazy because you can see security's like breaking that up and not really letting Lex get to her like that. Then out of nowhere, Tommy throws glass with a drink in the like some liquid at fucking Lex.
Yeah.
And it like scratches her face up a little bit.
Yeah, she's bleeding from the face.
So I'm like, Lex, who did you fight on Tommy's team? Because something was cut the fuck out with you and Tommy and Tommy's associates. What happened?
I don't know what happened, but Tommy throws that glass or it looks like a drink and maybe whatever it was is scratched up Lex's face.
Yeah.
Lex looks fucking crazy.
She does.
She's upset. She wants to fight. I think she fights Summer for a second round.
A second round,
and
she
like
does.
she still hasn't beat up Summer the way she eventually ends up doing.
Right. So then security breaks that up too. You can tell like Lex is just devastated. Like she's very emotional at this point.
Yeah,
she's embarrassed.
She's upset.
She's
like
very upset.
Also, I can imagine her feeling betrayed because it's like at the end of the day, when you're in those moments of like fight or flight mode, all you see is what used to be your friend, and they're in the car with the same person that just threw glass on your face.
With the op. Yeah.
Right. You with the op. So, and you've been with the op. You've been talking shit. So it's like you on survival mode and it's like emotional, right? Because in the beginning of this episode, she just started saying, I've now picturing the reality of me and Summer not being friends. She just started finally, damn it, realizing that they're not friends. So now she's in this situation and they go, whatever, Tommy. And then I don't know, the chaos breaks up. And I know that like Summer tries to leave with Tommy and her friends. And you see you don't see a slow-mo. You go online and you see the slow-mo of the security grab Summer, take her out of the car, and pulled her back before they closed the door to allow Tommy and her associates to leave. Here, I'll show you.
Wow, that's weird. It was weird because when I saw that, I initially thought that they were fighting in the car because it looked like they were all fighting in that car, and then they just took Summer out from
That's
fighting.
right, because that
random guy that was a part of Tommy's team.
Who the fuck? First of all, why is a man getting involved in female business?
That's literally what Tavy said. Like, Tavy was like, what the fuck? So basically, Summer, before we even get to that, after they fight that second time, Summer is like saying, I had love for you. You played me. You played the fuck out of me. Lex is like, how did I play you? How did I play you? Then they start fighting again. Okay, now security breaks it up again, and this is where Summer asks for a shirt. And like Lex, at this point, it looks like her mouth is bleeding a little bit. And she's just upset. Now she's like, wow, like I'm taking L's. I want to fight. Like, this is like crazy because security keeps grabbing me. And this is just like, this is taking too much of an emotional toll on me, considering all of the shit that has happened prior to. So now Biggie is yelling at Tommy, talking about that's why she got popped. That's why she got popped. And I'm like, so did Tommy get popped by Lex? Like, what's really tea here that we're not seeing? And she's just yelling that out. So now this is where Lex yells, Tommy, you're next, right? Tommy, you're next. And once Lex says that random guy in Tommy's vehicle then starts and says all this shit talking about you do just about anything.
That's what he said, yeah.
That's what he said. And then Tavy's like, who is this guy talking to? Like, who is this guy talking
crazy.
Right now? Right. So then Lex throws water at him. Then he throws a Red Bull on her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So now after seeing this, Lex and Sapphire run up on the car to fight. So they get in the car. There's a bunch of security. I don't know what's going on. And that's kind of similar to the clip that you just showed, where security grabs Summer out, which is like really, really weird, right? Because it looked like they were just breaking up a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the storyline I kind of want to go with, but
if it was intentional
or not, because it was chaotic in the car.
Yeah.
And they kind of like removed Sapphire, they removed Lex, they removed Summer from the car, because it looked like they were trying to fight in the car. So I have no idea. That looked too chaotic for me to even be like, yeah, this is what happened.
Right.
So then, obviously after that, it looks like fucking Lex runs up on Summer and really, really, really does her in.
Yeah.
Does her in. This is the final part where she finally gets to like do her in, and it's pretty crazy. So
it is pretty crazy. I mean, she definitely makes Summer bleed. And
it was really fucked up.
And
it was sad to watch. Because then after that, she starts crying. Lex starts crying. Like, going off. And I feel like you can tell that Lex really didn't want to do that.
I mean, you could tell the whole time.
The whole season.
The whole time, Lex didn't want to do that. But Tommy ran out. You was sitting with my op, and you're the only one left here, which is why it's so interesting that clip being slow mode where the security brought her out was interesting, because it's like, oh, how convenient that Summer's the only one from that car to have to deal with the consequences while Tommy gets to ride off with her and her friends.
That is so true.
You feel me?
But then again, like I said, we don't know what happened with Tommy and her friends with Lex, because they were already at the house and something had happened that we didn't see about.
Correct.
People online were speculating that Lex fought Tommy's daughter.
Oh, that's right. That was after that whole thing.
So I'm wondering if that is what happened then.
Maybe.
And that's probably why Tommy got the glass. Because like, that's my daughter. But I have no idea. I don't know. They clearly edited that shit out. And who knows? Who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe they edited it out because it was her daughter. So then we see in the preview, Lex is crying about the situation. They have a house meeting. All right. Now, Mariah and DJ Scott confront each other. But then Kay Regan comes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Kay Regan comes.
I didn't even recognize her.
I know. I didn't recognize her. I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Then I realized it was her. I was like, okay, she fights Tink. She fights Nunu. And I'm just like, all right, that's all we get. We don't know if there's anyone else coming. Obviously not. I'm sure we're going to find out in the next episode.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts on this episode?
I thought this episode was tea. I think that it's so interesting to see how Baddies is changing based on, like, I guess the hierarchy of powers, like the transition between Natalie being more off screen and on screen, just seeing the friendships fall out continuously throughout this whole season. I think that there is one common denominator, but no one's going to say anything because that's the same person that puts food on most of these people's tables. So they're not going to make that the narrative. And even if they tried, at the end of the day, he has the final say, as he said on his last comment about Mariah Lynn and allowing it to make screen time, which I think is interesting. And it says a lot about his character. But I mean, I'm always saying something about his character in these episodes. So what else is new, right?
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. And we critique people based off of the things we see, not the things we know.
Right.
You know, what we see is what we are here for. And we're here to criticize what we see online and whatever. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's my takeaway from all this. I think it's very interesting, and I enjoyed this episode. What about you?
I enjoyed this episode. I thought this episode was great, filled with drama, filled with new information,
Yeah, 100%.
filled with just bullshit. Like, honestly, bullshit. And like it didn't even have to, like, it's not like it was like fights every 2 seconds. It was just
No.
like tea. Like, and then towards the end, obviously there was an altercation, but like for the most part, it was just like everybody spilling tea, right? So I thought it was a great episode. And like seeing the reactions from everyone finding out, like, was just wild. But I agree with what you said. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I literally have nothing else to say. Like, from Lex and Summer to Scotty and Natalie. Oh my God. Okay.
Let us know what you guys think below.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, you guys can check out our Patreon. Also, our last vlog that we just uploaded literally yesterday. So like 2 days ago, by the time you guys see this. It is great. It's different content. It's not a podcast. It's definitely us in a different environment. And if you want to see the unfiltered vlog, go check out our Patreon. Like I said, we have exclusive content there, exclusive tea. We appreciate y'all every time you guys tune in. We appreciate all the new members of our Patreon. We're going to start posting, and I'm going to tell Tiana, this is my first time telling Tiana this, but I'm going to have a little screen here where we have all the people who support our Patreon, just to give y'all some love and a shout out, because you guys deserve it. You guys keep the lights on at the Petty headquarters, and we appreciate that very much.
Period. What she said. And also going back to that vlog, which was very different. We chose 2 people from the East Coast to basically vlog their experience going to the Zeus Baddies Gone Wild and Bad Boys auditions. And it was very fucking interesting and so funny and so fun. And both of them did their big one at the audition. So definitely check out that last episode, y'all, because that last vlog, that video, okay? Because it wasn't a podcast episode.
Yeah.
But it was really entertaining. It was great. It's kind of like a peek behind the curtain or whatever the fuck. Someone commented that. I thought that was great. So, I mean, with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.stranger. Where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me at it's.tianalock. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
You guys can find us on YouTube and all podcast platforms at The Petty Headquarters. We release episodes weekly, y'all. So, with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.